Hey, what's up dudes and girls? We're here in the gym with a single exercise tutorial. Today we're going to be performing the barbell curl. One of the best exercises you can do to building that bicep mass. We got it all set up right here in the squat rack. Benefits of an empty gym. We are actually doing a gym crime, but hey, no one's around to give a shit about it, so why not? We live dangerously. So I'm just going to do a few reps here just to kind of get a good idea of what it looks like, and then we're just going to kind of break down the form after that. Go through some don'ts, go through some do's, and hopefully maybe you'll take away something from this tutorial. So immediately I'm just going to grab the bar, just shoulder width here. You can go wider, you can go more narrow, and we'll kind of discuss what the differences are after I bust a few of these out. Oh yeah. Already feeling the pump. Especially when you're doing correctly, you immediately feel that activation of the biceps, feel that tightness in there, and it feels damn good. So right away, what you want to do is keep the elbows pretty tight to the body here. Really only working on elbow flexion. It's really the main component of the bicep muscles, the main movement. There's also a couple different other movements in there, but really, elbow flexion is one of the main ones you want to focus on when trying to activate the biceps here. So you can grab it shoulder width, which is maybe more of just, I would say, a neutral grip. You can go a little bit wider here. And the differences on the positions here, it's just going to be slightly activating the two heads differently here. So you go wider, it's going to be kind of hitting more of that short head. You go a little bit more narrow, it's going to be activating a little bit more of the long head. Now it's still hitting both heads, but it's putting a little bit more stress due to the pulling position here, because it changes that position. So if you're going real narrow with it, and you're curling, immediately the long head is going to need to activate a bit more just because of the positioning of the hand. And as you widen it here, it's going to put a little bit more stress on the short head. So if you go real wide and you're pulling up here, you feel a little bit different. It's not going to be crazy, but just to keep in mind, the different positions on a lift will slightly change what muscles are activated, or at least how much stress is put on the individual muscle groups, just like so. This is definitely an isolation exercise, but you'll see a lot of people make the mistake in curling where they'll grab that bar, they'll keep the elbows bent, and as they curl up, they're moving a lot in the shoulder here. They're still getting a little elbow flexion, but really they're keeping their elbows almost stable and they're lifting through that shoulders, because the shoulder flexion, which is here, raising it up, that's the flexion of the shoulder. That's actually, the bicep can help a little bit out with shoulder flexion. So you see some people curl up, they'll get a little extra flexion through there. But what you don't want to get in the habit of is really utilizing that alone. So you keep the elbows bent, you're just going through here. Really want to try to straighten that out as much as you can. Curl up from there, keeping the elbows tight. You feel a big difference right away. So take the weight down a little bit to really focus on isolating those biceps as much as you can, and you'll thank yourself later for it once you build those big ass guns. Oh yeah. Simple exercise, a few things to keep in mind. Elbow flexion, keep the elbows tight, get the full range of motion, trying to get too much shoulder flexion in there, and get that nice squeeze at the top, and slow eccentric contraction on the way down, just like so. You can change the grips up a little bit to feel in a little bit different areas if you want, but other than that, keep a pretty neutral grip, and you're good to go. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial on the mighty barbell curl. We got a lot next coming up in tutorials, and hopefully you can join us. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and as always, stay buff.